right, good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a lower body release for you today so you can get some relief in the legs, hips, and low back. It's a great way to improve circulation and decrease pain. So, first, we're going to lay on the floor. You can have your mat. If you have it in the long ways, that's best. But I'm just going to leave mine like this so I don't have to keep moving it around. So just lay with your butt up against the wall, and then you're going to have your legs on the wall. So this first pose is just feet on the wall position. And sit here for 5, 10, 15 minutes even if you want, just to help get the circulation going back into the body, relax the feet. This is a really great pose to do at the end of a long day. You've been on your feet all day, even if you've been sitting in a desk and sedentary. So you want to, get any fluids that have kind of pooled in the legs or feet. Get that stuff flowing back towards the heart, improve circulation. Now, if you have any serious heart conditions, make sure that you check with your doctor before you start any type of exercise routine. But this is really great to improve circulation. You just want to have your legs on the wall so they're nice and relaxed. If you can't straighten the knees, you can certainly keep them bent. If you're not up against a wall, you can use a strap and you'll just have your arms straight so they can hold the legs up for as long as it's comfortable. This is a great way to just get the feet and legs nice and relaxed. Hear me well? Just going to sit here and breathe for a few minutes. I'm breathing into the belly and then the chest, and exhale from the chest and then from the belly. Inhale into the belly and into the chest and the collarbones a little bit. And exhale from the collarbones to the chest. Keep doing that on your own pace. It's deep breathing, the belly, inhaling into the chest and the collarbones. And exhaling from the collarbones, the chest, and then the belly. Three more rounds of the deep breathing. More belly breathe into the belly, chest, and the collarbones. And you can just pause for just a moment with that big breath. And exhale from the collarbone, the chest, completely. You can slowly bend your legs if you need your hands to help your legs to come down. You might have a little tingling. Of course, if your feet started to go numb, they bring those down whenever you're like. Roll onto your side, and we're gonna get onto the back. I'm just gonna move my mat out a little bit. Change this. All right, and lay onto your back. Hug your knees in, nice and close to the chest. And on an inhale, bring your head and your shoulders up and your forehead towards your knees. Exhale, release the shoulders and the head back to the mat. Inhale, back up. And exhale, release the head and the shoulders again. Do that one more time. Inhale, head and shoulders up. Forehead to the knees. And exhale, head and shoulders down. Release the knees. I should get some blocks just to show you. And a strap. So if you like, you can have a strap and some blocks available, or even some thick books. They're fine. Some pillows is fine for this pose as well. So you'll bring your soles of your feet together. We're going to do a supine butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. You can have those blocks or whatever you have for support under your knees, under your thighs, as far as you need to. That's comfortable, so you can still feel a bit of a stretch. You can put those blocks right under your legs. The closer your heels are towards the pelvis, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. Try not to arch in the low back, keeping it flat on the mat. And if you need more of a stretch, you can add your hands to the inside of the thighs so you can feel a bit more of the stretch there. And breathe. You can bring those hands to the outside of the thighs. If you're using the blocks, you can remove the blocks and gently bring your thighs back together, knees up, and you're going to bring your feet a little bit further apart, about as wide as your mat, keeping your knees together. We're going to do windshield wipers, so you're going to have your hands out to the side of you in a T shape. And on the exhale, bring your knees out to the right side and your head to the left. Nice, long, deep breaths. Inhale back to center. And exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to the right, head to the left. Inhale back to center and to the left one more time. Exhale. Inhale back up to center. All right, now we're going to do figure four. So you can cross that left leg over the right knee, keeping that left foot active, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. You can grab the back of the thigh or the shin, whatever you're comfortable with. And you can use that left elbow to push a little bit out into that left leg, just to stretch that left hip nice and deep. Should feel a good stretch. Some stretching can be a little uncomfortable, but there shouldn't be any direct pain. So if you're feeling pain, then back off. Deep breath. Release the hands, leave the foot on the right leg, bring that right foot down to the mat, and you're just going to use your left hand to push on the inner part of the thigh, pressing it away from you. Part of the pelvis a bit. So this is a posing figure four. Couple nice deep breaths. Whenever you're doing stretching, you can hold your stretch for 3 to 5 nice big breaths, or longer if you like. And relax that hand, bring that left foot back down, and right foot's going to cross over the left knee, toes pointing to the ceiling, keeping it active to protect the knee. Grab the back of the thigh or the shin, and press that right elbow into the leg to stretch right hip. Three to five big breaths. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Relax the face, relax the jaw. Bring that foot back down to the floor. Keep the right foot where it is. And opposing figure four, press that right hand into the right thigh, stretching the front of the pelvis. You probably feel it in the low back a little bit too. And relax. Bring that right leg down. And we're going to go ahead and switch around to our bellies. Get back on your back. And we're going to do 90-degree stretch on the legs. So left leg down, back flat on the mat. If you have your strap or a towel or a belt, I feel like I should probably bring this down. Okay, so if you have your strap, put that around the top of your foot, well, the sole of the foot, and gently bring your leg up to a 90-degree. If you can, wherever you're comfortable. As soon as you feel the stretch, just stay there. That left leg should be flat on the mat with your foot active, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Hands should be straight on the strap so you're not having bend in the elbows, and you're just holding that leg up. Stretching the calf, foot, you should feel some stretch in the foot too. Allowing it to come back, relaxing the muscles in the stretch and the hamstring. And keeping the shoulders relaxed. Big breaths. With every breath, you might even feel like you can stretch a little bit more. Just don't overdo it. Feel a good stretch and leave it there. You're going to grab your strap with that right hand, and you're going to gently, on an inhale, bring your right leg out to the side as far as you can comfortably. Stretch. Pin that left hip down with your left hand. Stretching that inner thigh, pelvis. Deep breath. Keeping that left leg active, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Trying to keep that hip on the mat. On the next inhale, you're going to use your core and your hand and bring your right leg back up to center. Bend the knee, remove the strap, flat to the mat. Left side, strap on your left leg. And stretch where it feels comfortable, keeping the hands and the arms straight. Right leg is active on the mat, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Stretching the back of the leg, calf, foot. Try to relax the ankle as best you can to get a nice little Achilles tendon stretch. Big breaths. Allowing your muscles to relax and stretch. Grab that strap with the left hand. Pin that right hip down with the right hand. And gently move your right leg or your left leg out to the left side, wherever feels comfortable. Once you feel the stretch, if the hip starts coming up, then just stay right there. That hip come up off. Of course, if you have any serious hip or back issues and there's any pain, just don't do the stretch. Just do one that feels good to you. Stay in a stretch that we did previously if you like. On the next inhale, use your core and your hand to bring that foot back up to center. Bend the knee, release the strap, and relax. Now we're going to go ahead and lay on the belly. Just do a nice quad stretch. So once you're flipped over, you can rest your hands in front of you, like a sandwich position of your hands. And hopefully my microphone doesn't make a bunch of noise. Actually, you can't sandwich your hands. You need one of your hands. So right hand, right foot or ankle, and just stretch that towards your glutes. Press the pelvis into the mat so you can feel the stretch. If you're super stretchy, you can put a block under the knee to raise up the leg, and that gives you a little bit extra range of motion to get that stretch. Otherwise, just stay in the stretch, heel towards the glute. Press the low back tension. That will help to lengthen the tailbone a little bit towards the back of the mat. And really just feel the stretch in that front right quad. And don't forget to breathe. And on your next exhale, gently release. Bring your leg back down to the floor. Switch hands. Rest your hand on top of your right hand, left hand to their left foot. Stretch that heel towards the quad, pressing the pubic bone into the mat, lengthening the low back, stretching the quad. And breathe. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck. And on your next exhale, gently release the leg, bring it straight down again. And we're going to go into pigeon pose. So just come up onto all fours. Going to bring that right leg to the front. And the right knee is going to come just a little bit outside of the right hip. You can have your foot at a complete 90-degree angle if you're super stretchy. I am not. I'm sort of stretchy. Bring that left leg back. And I'm going to show you with a block. If you are up off of the mat, you can put a block or a pillow under your right hip So you have more support. Unless you can get your hip all the way down to the floor, then that's great. If not, great. But right knee a little bit outside of the right hip so you don't have any pressure on that knee. And bring that right foot a little bit back towards the knee so that way you're protecting that knee. So activate that right foot a little bit and come down onto your elbows or your hands and just stretch forward, pigeon pose. Get a nice deep stretch into that right hip. Relax the shoulders, relax the head and neck. On the next inhale, raise yourself back up. Hands, roll those left toes, and bring the the right leg back. Switch sides. Left leg comes to the front. Again, left knee is going to be just on the outside of the left hip a little bit, activating that left leg or left foot so it's protecting the knee. Use that block or the pillow under the left hip if you need to. That right leg should be nice and straight, toes pointing back, and just come down wherever you're comfortable. You can even have a big pillow in front of you to land on top of that. You can come down to your elbows. And if you want some more, come all the way down onto your hands and relax the upper body. Nice deep stretch into that left hip. If you're in any pain, just back off or completely avoid the pose. Some stretching discomfort is okay, but no sharp pains. And breathe. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the jaw. And then on your next inhale, come back up to your hands. Bring that leg back. Now we're going to do a quick little child's pose. Just have your knees wide so your belly can fit in between your legs. And just bring your arms forward, head to the mat. Relax that low back and hips. Come back up to actually we're going to do what's called frog pose. So this one is kind of fun, but if you have some deep hip or back issues, you may want to avoid this. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your feet and your knees out as wide as you can, kind of into a little splits, activating the legs. And then you come down onto your elbows. The further you are forward, the less stretch. But if you press your hips back, you're going to get some good deep stretch into the inner thighs and into the inner pelvis. So this is a really good stretch to improve flexibility and stretch out the adductors, the inner thighs, the attachments of the muscles onto the inner part of the pelvis, and can definitely help with some deep hip and low back pain that you might feel. Because these muscles get ignored a lot. We're always moving and, walking and whatever you might be doing, but the inner part of the legs are usually forgotten about. So we want to
Do a nice frog stretch and get it good and relaxed. Just breathe into it. Keeping the abdominals slightly activated so you're not arching in the back. We're just stretching the inner part of the thighs, keeping those toes activated, bringing them up towards the knees a bit. Like I said before, the further you bring your hips towards your feet, the more you're going to feel the stretch. Long spine. Breathe. Breathe into it. Only go as far as your body feels like it can go. Don't overdo it. All right, now to come out of the pose, we're going to gently move forward, move our feet in, and gently work our knees back to the center. Okay. And of course, if it hurts the inside of the knees, as I should have mentioned, you could always put a little cushion under the knees. Now gently come back into child's pose again. This time you can put your knees a little bit closer together. Back up, and we're going to be on a seated position now. So do a seated forward fold. You can get the tissue out from under your sit bones. So move your glutes out of the way. Sitting nice and tall. You can have your feet about hip width distance apart, so they're not completely together and not super far apart, but nice and lined up with your hips. Okay. Sitting nice and tall. Bring your arms up to the ceiling so you're extending the back but not arching. And on the exhale, just hinge forward at the hips as far as you can. And once you feel like you're going to start to bend forward or arch your back, then stop. Bring your feet, hands down to your feet or your legs, wherever you can grab. You can even use a strap around the feet to give you a bit of a stretch this way. And you can even have something under your hips to give you a bit more lift. So a cushion, or a pillow or a bolster can be under your hips in any forward fold, on a seated forward fold. So just but hinging at the hips, keeping the back nice and long, stretching the low legs. You can grab your toes and stretch your feet back a little bit. They're active. Activate the quads a little bit by using lifting the kneecaps up. And by doing that, you straighten the legs a little bit more, stretching the hamstrings a bit more. But of course, if you can't straighten the legs, then you can definitely bend the knees as much as you need to. Just try to keep the back nice and straight. On the inhales, you can elongate. On the exhales, you can increase the stretch. Now we can bend forward just a little bit more, rounding in the back some. Just allow gravity to bring you down towards the floor. After you've lengthened the back as best you can have the knees bent. If your legs are straight, activate the quads. And breathe. Okay, bring your hands straight, and on the next inhale, nice flat back, rolling up, coming all the way back up. And relax the hands. Okay, bring that left leg over the right leg, left foot over the right leg, knee bent, right arm hugs the left leg, the left arm up and behind you, just back behind the hip. We're going to do a twist, nice tall spine, and try to look over that left shoulder. We're not leaning, staying nice and straight, nice thoracic and upper back stretch. On the inhales, you can lengthen the spine, and the exhales, if you feel like you can go a little deeper, then do so. If not, stay where you are. But with every exhale, imagine your spine getting lengthened towards the ceiling. Nice deep breaths. And on the exhale, bring your head forward and release the arms. Nice and easy, coming back to center. Relax that left leg and right leg across the left. Keeping that left leg active, hug that right knee. Right leg, or right arm up and behind you. Place the hand behind you. If you need a block, you can certainly use a block under your hand. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twist. Now on your next exhale, bring your head back forward first. And release that right arm and the left arm. All right, we're going to come into all fours, tabletop position. We're going to do some cat-cows. So you can have your toes curled under, and we'll exhale into cat. So chin to chest and rolling the pelvis in towards the belly button. Look towards the belly button. Exhale. Press the floor away with your hands. Inhale, you can bring your feet flat and looking up, shining the chest forward, belly button towards the mat, hips come up, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Curl the back, curl the hips, chin to chest, lift to the belly button, press away. Inhale, cow, belly button towards the mat, hips come up, head comes up, chest shines open. Exhale, cat. You can do this about 5 more times at your own pace. Exhale into cat. Pressing the belly button towards the spine. Inhale into cow. Opening the front of the body. Now you can even do some circles with the hips. So hips go to the right side of the legs a little bit, come all the way down towards the heels, moving towards the left, keeping your hands on the mat. Again, to the right, big circle with the hips. Exhale, going towards the feet. And inhale, coming back up. And rotate in the other direction, going from the left to the right. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down. One more time. Big circle to the left, back, and to the right. All right. Let's roll back onto our belly. Oh, no, I forgot one. Okay, back into tabletop. Stay there. You're going to inhale, press that left hand into the mat. You're going to inhale the right hand up to the ceiling. A little bit of a stretch. And then you're going to thread that right arm right through the left, bending that left elbow, putting the right side of your head on the mat. You can stay here. You can press into the mat with that left hand. Give yourself a little bit more of a stretch. Push that right hip back towards the back of the mat. So you're not, so you're keeping everything nice and straight in the pelvis. You can bring your left hand straight over your head if you like. Nice thoracic stretch in the back and in the shoulders. Probably feel a little bit into the low back. And you can bring that hand back if it's straight. Press into the mat with the left hand. Bring yourself up. Bring that right arm back up to the ceiling. Inhale and relax. Okay, weights in the right hand now. Left hand up to the ceiling. Inhale. Thread the needle all the way through that right arm. Side of the head to the mat. Press the hips back towards the mat, the back edge of the mat. Press into that right hand if you can, or you can straighten it out over that head, over your head. Nice deep stretch in the shoulders. And breathe. And bring that arm back. If it was straight, press into the right arm. Bring that left arm all the way back up. Inhale. And exhale back down. All right, now get back into do a little bit of a rock and roll. So hug your knees in a seated position. Rock back onto your back if you can. Roll back up a couple times. Nice and easy. And onto your back completely. Hug those knees into your chest. Feet down to the mat. Legs straight into our final resting pose. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Hands as wide as you like. Palms facing the ceiling. Close your eyes or keep them nice and heavy. Bring awareness to your right leg and relax the right leg. Bring awareness to your left leg and relax the left leg. Bring awareness to your hips and glutes and relax. Bring awareness to your low back, your abdominals, and relax. Bring awareness to your middle back and your upper back and relax. Bring awareness to your right arm and relax the right arm. Now the left arm. Bring awareness and relax the left arm. The right side of the chest and the right shoulder relaxed. The left side of the chest and the right shoulder and relax. Bring awareness to your neck. Relax the neck. Relax the back of the head, the right side of the head, the left side of the head. Relax the jaw, the tongue, forehead, and the eyebrows. And finally, relax the top of the head. Your whole body is relaxed. Thank yourself for this time that you took. Allow your body to feel the good work, the good stretching.
and presence and awareness to all that you do today. Take a moment for a few good breaths, relaxing into your mat. Wiggle your toes and your fingers, your wrists and your ankles, your head side to side. When you stretch your body feels as necessary. Roll onto your left side. Head on top of your top arm, right hand in front of your chest, curling your knees in, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Allowing that nurturing nature in your body. And you can press the floor away, coming up to a seated position, keeping your eyes heavy or closed. Any comfortable seated position that you like. Hands on the knees. And exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.